Hello, good morning, happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the Darren Green Show, your one-stop shop for celebrity gossip, news and music, pop culture, and the latest gab on social media. Be sure that if you are watching this on YouTube to leave your thoughts in the comments, leave a like, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, girl, what are we doing? Subscribe to that damn channel, okay? And for the audio listeners, hey, how y'all doing? What's going on? Be sure to leave a rate and a hefty review wherever you get your podcast from, whether that be Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I was about to really run down the list of different podcasts and sites. Are they still around at this point? Because no, I get an email every couple months. Oh, we're discontinuing this podcast website, and we're discontinuing this podcast website. When you live under the shadow of Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and I don't mean to be shady to the brands, because look, they're housing my show, but still, it made no sense that we had all those websites for them podcasts, child. And people podcasting, it went like this. People's attention spans, I'm not even just talking about my numbers or anything like that, but I've noticed traditional, what is now considered traditional podcasts where you're just listening to it is just not a thing no more. They're even incorporating videos in Spotify, like I mentioned before. But to see that there were so many different sites showcasing the same shows when I can just watch it free on Apple or Spotify. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, but if you're listening to the other sites, thank you so much. I really only see Apple Podcasts and Spotify, so shout out to y'all. But be sure you guys are giving us a rate because we love those and the algorithm loves those as well. Speaking of the algorithm, child, I have been blessed and highly favored, okay, on Instagram this week. I'm like, first of all, let me get a bomb out for the We Are You radio listeners. It's Monday. How y'all doing? What's going on? But also, let's give a bomb for Instagram. Okay, because y'all was really blessing me with these dang posts. Okay, now I have a love and hate relationship with Instagram, as y'all know, or as y'all should know. But if you want to follow me, it's still very much present. You can follow me at Darren Green Show. Yeah, me and Instagram, we got into some beefs, honey. We beefed for a long time, child. They would shadow ban me. Then they don't want to shadow ban me. Then they gonna shadow ban me again. It's not shadow. But I will say this. Ever since I started posting a lot of the reels from clips of the show or things that I have to talk about, or now that I got a little lavalier mic for the TikTok videos, that's going to, okay, we're going to push them TikTok videos out more. But Instagram has been showing me love. And one of my recent posts where I was talking about the whole Keith Lee and Taraji P. Henson situation, they gave me 1 million views. I'm like, what? This is literally the first. This is a milestone on the app. I made millions of views before on TikTok and all that. I believe twice now. But on Instagram, I got it for the video or the clip that I made, which I was like, oh my goodness, it's really amazing to see that I'm still out there and people are still interacting with my stuff on Instagram. There was a point I was losing so many followers on Instagram, child, because I think I kept on changing what I wanted to do, because I first did the Instagram page to be like a shade room. I would post stories and stuff like that, and video clips from celebrity gossip and stuff like that. And people really didn't know who I was. That's when I called it TDGS Media. And then I did a whole facelift and basically made it into the promotion of the show. I made it the Darren Green Show, where I basically just post clips from the podcast, because I'm not no journalist. I am a journalist, but I'm not that type of journalist. I don't write. And I lost a lot of followers because I guess people were here for just the shade room type vibe, when I was posting stuff. But I was able to gain some more followers. I guess when you keep, and that's why I say that's another thing. I say all this to say, okay, because there's always a point in what I'm saying. To keep on going, if you have to change trajectory and you're not getting the immediate results, keep going, keep doing what you're doing, and then somebody will find you, and you'll find community, you'll find new community, essentially. Keep going. That's my message with that. But I'm just so happy that my Instagram is really booming. Hopefully it stays like that, but you know how social media is. You'll be up there one day and you're down there the next day, child. That's how I am with TikTok. And it's always, okay, I'm doing well on Instagram, so TikTok is flopping. I'm doing well on TikTok, so Instagram is flopping. YouTube is just, man, look, you throw whatever, look, it is what it is. Whatever you throw at us, it is either going to be a hit or a flop, okay? And first of all, I've been favored on YouTube as well. Shout out to y'all, because I did this cupcake video, and I'm not saying that I didn't expect it to get the numbers that it did so fast, but shout out to y'all, okay? Because that was a video that I did on a whim. I was there was a couple of people that I know personally that told me, it's you should definitely do the cupcake album reaction. I'm just why? I don't know. I don't really listen to her like that. But then there was this one subscriber that commented on my video and said, no, I would really like to see it. So I'm like, okay, you asking, you shall receive. And you guys wanted it and you guys liked it and interacted with it the way you did. And I've had a good time doing it and recording it and actually editing it, because I hate editing videos. That's like, but I actually had a good time doing that. So thank you so much for your constant support. I feel like I'm just whatever. As far as my week, before we get into the topics, I didn't really do much of anything. I had an underwhelming and annoying 4th of July. I really regret not staying home in my air-conditioned room, chilling, and just being, because I'm a homebody. I go out when I want to go out. Like, it's very seldom that I'm like, oh, I want to go out and do this with friends and stuff like that and family and all that. But I was like, it was not the vibe. So I went to a cookout. Was not the vibe. And it's no shade to the cookout that I went to. They had some good food. I ain't gonna lie. They had some good macaroni and cheese. You know what I'm saying? But just the stuff that was happening, the people that I was around, I was just like, not really feeling it. And you know what? I learned 2 things that day. I learned to not, and I saw this in a video, to not be present in places that you don't want to be present for. Okay, I learned that. So basically say no. Somebody ask you about something, to do something, you don't want to do it, say no. Okay, another thing I learned is to trust people to be who they are. Okay, trust people to be who they are. I've learned that with that situation. I'm not even gonna get into it too much because it's just whatever, but yeah, that's what I've learned. Thank you so much for listening to my TED Talk. With that being said, we got to get into some things. I already held y'all for a good 7 minutes. Now, we got to talk about why this whole Tea-Gif show that was on with Fox Soul got canceled and why Claudia Jordan is behind all of it. We're going to talk about more Real Housewives of Atlanta drama. Some stuff has come out. But then we got to talk about Megan Thee Stallion and how she got bots for her recent album. A whole lot of that and more coming up on the Darren Green Show. All right, now let's get into our first topic. Okay, now I actually want to start off with talking about Ryan Garcia. Okay, let's get him out the way because, girl, he got expelled from the WBC. So we got a message from the actual president of the organization. He said, in quotes, exercising my authority as president of WBC, I hurriedly am expelling Ryan Garcia from any activity with our organization. We reject any form of discrimination. I fear for Ryan, being as he has declined multiple attempts to our help with mental health and substance abuse. So they cut him loose. And they're doing all this because of his, first of all, let's get into the clip that started it all. This was his Twitter space where he basically said that he is a white supremacist. He's going to join the KKK and that he's anti-black and he would, bring George Floyd back to life and unalive him again. Now, I'm not going to play this clip because it is not good. It's not appropriate to be shared online. Some brands can do it and they're fine, but other brands get shadow banned, so I'm not going to show it. But basically, he said that. And he did a series of tweets. It was a lot that he was talking about. He made his response here. He said, so the WBC, so many other people have said racist remarks and you never expelled them. I'm expelled for life. It's okay. Just don't ever try to work with me again, even if I get clean or sober. The problem is Devin has said racist things. So has Tim Brady and Nada. You do nothing. Okay. That's the first thing of deflection is like, oh, so-and-so did this and they never did. That's like classic child mentality, child. Oh, so-and-so did this when you literally was caught doing what you were doing. Okay. And not only did he make that Twitter space, but he was making series of tweets. I think trying to, and using the N-word. Okay. He justified using it because he said, oh, in the hood, everyone has said the N-word before. Everyone knows that. And I guess trying to justify what he said in the initial post. But my thing is this, and let's be clear, because there is some truthness to what he is saying. There has been people that were non-black, that a lot of black people allowed, a lot of self-hating black people in general would allow non-black people to say those words. And it depends on the black person. Some people did not like it. Some people was for it. At the end of the day, that doesn't make it right. And that doesn't make it something that you should have been doing. And especially you're using it after being anti-Black. Now, it's one thing to say the word and to use it, but then you're also saying a lot of racist rhetoric. You're also saying that you're anti-Black, that you would be KKK, and that you would bring back George Floyd to unalive him again for some reason. Now, it's one thing to say it, but then you're also saying it, and then you're also saying this. So it does come off like you're racist. And that's why people have to move accordingly and have to get rid of you because you've become a problem to the company. This is the same conversation that I said with Kenya. You got into that mess, you did all that crap, and now the companies have to let you out because you're being a little bit too much of a nuisance, and that is the problem. Okay, so nobody's out to get you. You're out to get yourself. And I was looking at some of the comments like, oh, he's really going through like substance abuse. That's a real thing, this, that, and the third. Okay, and I feel like people always try to use that as an excuse for people to be like just ignorant and disrespectful, mean, whatever you want to call it. No, okay, you're going through substance abuse. There's a lot of people that's gone through substance abuse and they don't act like that. They may just be addicts and stuff like that and doing what they need to do to get their next fix and stuff like that. But they're not acting like you, or they're not posting about it. Like, where is your PR team? That just didn't make any sense to me. And there was also people in the comments talking about oh my goodness, everybody's so soft, everybody's so soft. And I'm like, I'm sick of that culture. Like, I'm sick of somebody being held accountable for something that they said or something that they did. And now everybody's soft because, oh, everybody's offended by everything and this, that, and that. Oh my God, get out of here with that bull crap. I thought this was bull crap, and I think that he deserves everything that he got. And hopefully he can find the peace to really come to terms with what the type of person that he is and what he get down to and what he has going on. But until then, hopefully he'll be able to reinvent himself and come back into the world and do something positive and not just expel all types of roid rage, because that's what this is giving. This is giving roid rage. And I didn't even show all the tweets, actually. There were definitely more tweets that I had potted up, but apparently I can't find. Oh, see, where he said, I love N-words. It just don't make any sense. He eventually apologized to the community. He was like, oh my goodness, there's people in the community that I've offended, and I'm saying sorry to those people and this, that. They laying the dollar short. Nobody care about your apology, child, at this point. Just, why do we still see you? Like, it was literally all week, every other post, it was him, like, all over the place. I'm like, okay, I don't want to hear about this. Anyway, let's move on. There's nothing much to say about that. Now, I did want to, because a lot of people were talking, a lot of the YouTube spaces and pages and all that, Tasha K and all them, was talking about this whole Fox Soul's Tea-Gif or T-G-I-F. I don't know how you pronounce it, but apparently it got canceled. Now, Claudia Jordan, do I have it potted up? Yes, I do. Claudia Jordan made the announcement on her Instagram post, and she said, unfortunately, TGIF will not be returning to Fox Soul after our hiatus, 2019 to 2024. What a run. Soulmates, I love you. And you already know I'll never stop pushing to give you more shows in the future. Okay, Armand Wiggins also made a post too. He made a post basically regurgitating what Claudia Jordan said on Instagram. But on Twitter, he kept it real nasty. He said, I really have tried to turn a new leaf, but honestly, Al got what he wanted. I wasn't lying when I said he was trying to get the show canceled and me fired. Okay, so it's a lot going on. And we got Claudia Jordan agreeing with a lot of the anti-Al Reynolds rhetoric. Okay, we got one person commenting, this is so irresponsible. It has been a great run. Thank you for getting us through COVID. Wishing you and Al all the best. She said Al can go to hell. It is a huge part of this. I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? She also was on Carlos King talking about how Al was behind a lot of the toxic behavior that was happening behind the scenes. There was this other person on here that commented, I just want to mention this. He said, I knew Al was a part of the cancellation. Super disgusting. A way to end such an excellent run. I remember the first time I watched TGIF, Funky was drunk as a skunk on episode 2. So much memories. Love you, Claudia. Can't wait for your next show. And Claudia responded, he sure did. Now I can really share what all went through. I never speak to that man again after what he did to a great show. Okay, so it's really Armand and Claudia really coming for Al Reynolds. And Some people are also saying that Claudia is behind it too. Like she has a hand in it. She's like, she was pitting Armand, Wiggins, and Al against each other. And that's why we got that roasting session that we got. That's what the people are saying. Everybody said their piece. The only person that hasn't said their piece was Al Reynolds. And apparently it was reported, or I believe, or Claudia probably said it on the Carlos Skin show. But basically, after that whole reading session, let me see if we have it up, honey. Since just to jog y'all guys' memories, this was the roast that he did for Al Reynolds' birthday. So this is what he said.
Without his notes. Seriously. I've seen grocery store lists with more spontaneous insight. And let's not forget his legendary struggle with names and words. Al, it's successful, not successful. It's like watching a toddler trying to pronounce spaghetti.
Girl.
Oh, and how could I forget Al's...
Girl, that doctored read Armand. He cool, but girl, that was so doctored. Here's the thing. I'm going to let y'all know right now. The thing about Al, the only reason why I'm side-eyeing him is because he made that live or that video or whatever where he was talking about how he was unbothered by the roasting. But then when he got on to Funky Dineva's live, it was just a different tune. And here is that.
Hey.
Listen.
Hold on before you talk.
No,
I'm on live.
You need to hear this on live.
Hold on. People can hear you.
I don't give a... When I tell you go back and watch TGIF tonight, go back and watch TGIF tonight.
What happened?
Go back and watch TGIF tonight, and you tell me if I don't have a reason. Ooh, you filming me?
I told you was live.
Oh, my bad. Go back.
It seemed like he had an attitude, so I don't know. It could be some truthness to like him being like problematic behind the scenes. Here's the thing. You're looking at a company that's literally losing money, paying these cast members about $600,000 for mediocre numbers. We know that the numbers on there are not that good. And at the height of it, you guys are also beefing too. So you're causing problems to the company as a whole. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, they got to let y'all go. Y'all was not statistically making the numbers that needed to be made. Nobody was coming. There was a point where people were watching the show. And I think that's, oh girl, when that first started, it was way before Claudia even got herself onto there. It was like I remember there was other people there other than them when it first came out. But it was like a COVID show. People was on Zooms and stuff like that. And that was the thing back in 2020. That was what, like they said, back in 2019, 2024. It's just not holding any weight anymore. Nobody was invested onto the show. People were more invested, like Tasha said, in the drama between the cast members than what y'all was actually talking about, because y'all really wasn't giving the news like y'all are supposed to be giving it. And they're throwing all this money at y'all. I was seeing how much y'all was making off of it and not producing any type of, I'm not going to Tea-Gif for the tea. Like, I'm not going to y'all. Not saying that y'all don't tell the truth or y'all facts aren't real or whatever, but it's not entertaining. It ran its course. I'm not going to blame one person for this. I think it's the amalgamation, or what I say on these notes, because I'm over here using big words. It's the amalgamation of all the things. It's okay. It's the beef between Al Reynolds and Armand. It potentially could be Claudia Jordan and her little snakish ways. Because let's get into Claudia real quick too. Hold on. Let's get into Claudia. Because I think she's definitely throwing the rock and hiding the hand. The fact that you are going to every different interview, you are in every comment saying anything that people are saying negative about Al, to try to sit there and really paint this man out to be the bad guy. Now, if he's the bad guy, he's the bad guy. But I know Claudia. I don't know her personally, but I've seen Claudia on different shows and different platforms, and she definitely be putting, she be doing too goddamn much, okay? And she starts drama. Okay, let's be very clear. She starts drama when things aren't going her way. I remember when they was on that other show that had Tiffany Pollard and Karamo and all them in there, and they was trying to make a little show. She was always trying to do a show, but it just never popped off because she was just never that girl to have a show like that. You're radio. And I'm not trying to be rude or anything, because look, I'm trying to get into radio because I know my lane. You get what I'm saying? But like, you're radio host. You're not talk show host. There's a difference, and that's okay. You get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like she was running it, and how she's been running a lot of the stuff that she's in. She's running it like it's reality TV. Honey, y'all supposed to be talking about these topics and getting the goop and gossip with the topics. Y'all not supposed to be getting rowdy with each other. That don't make any sense. Now, like I said, it could be the amalgamation of all of them put together. Ryan, I keep on calling this man Ryan Reynolds because I just don't know him like that. But the Al Reynolds, he's probably shady behind closed doors. Armand probably is feeling some type of way. I think because that was the story. It was like, I felt, because that's what Claudia was saying in the interviews. We've all had a moment where we felt uncomfortable. And it's any time that anybody else other than Al gets uncomfortable, then our voices aren't being heard and this, that, and the third. Look, y'all was getting the money that y'all was getting off this show. I heard they was getting like, what, 1,000 each episode? And they would post like frequently throughout the week. So it's like, y'all was making money off this. Y'all gonna stop y'all bag just because y'all got a little bit of a difference, child? Claudia knows how to mess up a bag, okay? Apparently, the rest of these people do too, because at the end of the day, my first pick would have been, all right, time to switcheroo. Get some people out of here, get some more people. Sad to see it go, but how long do y'all think that it was going to last? Like, I'll be hearing about them YouTube checks, child. It don't be given like that, okay? So they had to move accordingly. People are going to have their opinions, but girl, go ahead with that, child. Let's move on to the next topic. Now, we do have a couple of news stories that pertain to like Real Housewives of Atlanta. Yeah. So apparently Porsha and Drew are beefing. Yes, Drew and Porsha are beefing. Apparently the two were seen on social media, like they've unfollowed each other. You know how these pages like to go on their page and look at who's following who and make sure they're still following each other. They're not following each other no more. And then Drew made some type of post that was kind of cryptic. She posted a picture of herself and basically said, just because you block me doesn't mean that I'm not going to end up on your timeline. And I said, I call bull crap, because Drew, if Real Housewives of Atlanta is not attached to it, honey, you're not on anybody's timeline. No offense, girl. No offense. And if you talking about your marriage ain't attached to it, you're not on the timeline. You're not in conversation. Let's be very clear about that. How I feel about this beef, do I think that it's formulaic and it's going to try to bring some type of hype to a dying season show, whatever you want to call it, of course. But I will say that I never did Drew's and Porsha's fake alliance. They were cool with each other when Drew first came on the show, because she was beefing with LaToya and Kenya. It was not like no type of, even Porsha seen through it. It's, oh girl, you just on my side because of X, Y, and Z, and we both have a common denominator. It just didn't seem real. Apparently they're beefing. I don't take Drew's beefs serious. Like, she's not the type to beef with, because she does corny like this damn post that she made about the timeline. Like, girl, who posts a sneak diss on Instagram anymore? Like, on a post. Girl, what is this? Corny, lame, tomato, like literally, like I don't see this beef getting any drastic or any great. Like, look at the beef that she had with Marlo. Like, Marlo was really not liking that girl and really was getting after that girl every chance of the way. And Drew would just sit there and be like, what's going on? Like, why are you coming? What am I doing? What am I doing? What's the beef? Like, girl, this season is going to be trash. This season is going to be trash. It's going to be trash. I mean, y'all lost Kenya. That was your biggest juggernaut. Rightfully so, because she deserves to be fired. But I'm just saying, like, now that she's gone, I don't see the show being any good. Speaking of Kenya, since we on the discussion of that girl, apparently her stuff is being wiped. Okay, it's being taken out of beauty supply stores like Sally's. Okay, CVS gonna be next. Now, this is alleged. Okay, this YouTuber by the name of Michelle Bryan got this blind item that Kenya Moore's hair care products will be discontinued at Sally's. Now, that was one of the first stores that really sold, that picked up her stuff, like her hair care line. She got CVS now, which is a big thing because CVS is a big store. So here's what she had to say. This is the YouTuber.
Like, the stores ain't having it either, honey. The stores said Kenya is violating codes of conduct. We need to put out a statement. Ooh. Now, this is a email, something. It says what to know about Kenya Moore hair care customer concerns. This is for the store manager, honey. And somebody took a picture of it because y'all is messy. It says, if your store receives customer concerns about recent recent publicity surrounding Kenya Moore. Look how they spell that. Kenya Moore. Then associate should respond with the following statement. And dang, that phone was scratched up, wasn't it? Kenya Moore Hair Care is being discontinued at all Sally locations in stores and online. Oh, I don't know if this is true. Listen, I got this in the email, so I got to put this disclaimer out. Okay, disclaimer. I don't know if this is true or false. Somebody sent this to me. Y'all direct all y'all inquiries to JJ because apparently this is what the store said. I don't know. I am just the bearer of the bad news. Okay, it said this means Kenya Moore products are no longer being restocked. We expect these products will be unavailable by the end of 2024. This was part of a larger business decision made earlier this year. If pressed, the associate can respond with the following. Ooh, this is from Sally's Beauty Supply people. Ooh, number one, on Kenya's alleged action, Sally Beauty does not condone the actions for which Kenya Moore is reportedly accused. Number two, on the discontinuation of products. Due to the allegations, Kenya Moore Hair Care was scheduled to be discontinued in stores and online prior to the recent publicity surrounding Kenya Moore. Y'all, listen. Y'all see it. They said it was going to happen. They had already decided that they were going to stop selling it. And apparently they're going to stop selling it. And it didn't have anything to do with Kenya Moore's grand reopening. That's what, according to this memo that was allegedly sent around at Sally's Beauty.
There goes Kenya. I would be a broken record if I said yet again, she is getting what she deserves. You can't do certain things like that and expect to still work with corporations that have to protect their own behinds. You get what I'm saying? This is still alleged because I don't want to get sued, child. Can you want to sue people, child? Allegedly. But it's not unheard of. It's not too far-fetched to allude to a possibility of it being true. Kenya is really in hot water, and I'm just like, if Sally Beauty... Let's be clear. Nobody's really shopping there no more like that. No shade. I'd rather go to a regular beauty spot store than to go to Sally's because Sally's be overcharging. But if they're gonna discontinue your brand, girl, CVS is next. You better hope CVS don't catch wind to what's going on. You know CVS is real unorthodox anyway, child. You know how they do their damn pharmacy. That's why I'm at Walgreens now. Okay, I had to get rid of that dang CVS, but. Girl, this is bad. This is really bad. You are getting, I think this is the beginning of being blackballed. Like, you are not going to be on any shows no more. Brands are not going to work with you. I have to say, and I don't mean to kick somebody while they still down, but was it worth it? And I don't think so. Anyway, let's move on. So, we got to talk about Megan Thee Stallion because there has been some news that came out. Okay. Now, the predictions are set. I think as of by the end of today, which is Sunday when I'm taping this, we should have the list of, or the numbers coming from Billboard. But it has been reported that Megan Thee Stallion's self-titled album will take the number 3 spot on the Billboard Hot 200 with over 64,000 units sold. Okay. So I think last episode we said it was going to be at 4. It was around 60 something. Now it went to 64. Now it also has been alleged, okay, that she was using bots on Spotify to bolster her streams. Now it was recently reported by No Jumper, okay, and that's the post here that you're seeing for the visual listeners, that she's had over 30 million streams removed from her album on Spotify. This is a rumor to be due to the platform detecting bot-like streams. The reason the streams were removed has yet to be confirmed. Regardless, the reports have social media split. While many are coming to Meg's defense as it's likely that she has nothing to do with the alleged botting, others have been reminded of some of her own hiss lyrics about having bots instead of Nicki fans. You know, it's a lot of Nicki Minaj or Barb's and Tory Lane supporters that are particularly like talking about this and really promoting this. And sorry if I'm adding on to the promotion of this story. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I'm gonna put a heavy ledge on this story because at the end of the day, I don't trust no jumper and academics for corroborating this story. We don't see this anywhere else. I'm only bringing this up because this ties into the whole Stan war that's going on Twitter right now. Because the Barbs and the Hotties, or whatever you want to call Meg Thee Stallion fans, are going back and forth. I will say this. I trust no jumper as far as I can throw it. They have repeatedly documented lies after lies after lies. So I'm just a little iffy. My tin hat is on when it comes to any post that they make or academics, right? With that being said, I think that it's weird though that she is taking the number 3 spot with 64,000 sold units. We just don't see that. We know there's really no other albums that came out that couple weeks. So it's, you know, you possibly can get like the number 3 spot with records sold like that, because there's no one else that's going to outsell you. You know, we did have Cupcake's album that came out, but it's, you know, it's not going to impact the charts like that. This was more of a Meg's album is more established or whatever, or just got more of the highlight. I just thought that she would have gotten a little bit more than 60,000 units. It just doesn't. And for the life of me, I would like to know what the Billboard metrics are, because it seems to always be changing. That's just me. But that's besides the point. Like I said, that was alleged. We don't know if it's true or not that there was some bots on Spotify. Spotify has not made a statement. Meg Thee Stallion has not made a statement. Nobody's made statements. The only people that's talking about this is No Jumper and DJ Academics, 2 people that I do not trust. But I will say, because of that conversation, it started a war between the Meg Thee Stallion fans and the Barbs. And I'm going to say this. The argument is Megan stans are giving Megan excuses for the low album sales. Like, they're saying that, oh, she's independent, so that's what happens when you're independent. You're not going to get that much of a highlight. Numbers, now people are saying that numbers don't matter no more. Impact matters. People are saying that, oh, we don't mass buy like the Barbs do. Y'all mass buy. Y'all buy 5 different albums at the same time. We don't do that. We just have to buy it once, and this, that, and the third. A lot of the Barbs are saying that y'all are making this into an excuse, and also y'all not keeping that same energy when it comes to other female rappers. I'll say this. They low-key have a point, because I will say this. When it came to Queen, you get what I'm saying? When it came to Queen, and she did not end up taking the number 1 spot because of Travis Scott wanted to sell freaking shirts and bundle his album, because that was a thing that no one ever heard of until he did it. And she didn't take the number 1 spot. She took the number 2 spot. They said that Queen was a flop, which I never heard of an album that went number 2 a flop. You get what I'm saying? We're seeing that Megan is getting number 3 and she's not getting half as much units sold. And it's like, oh no, she's independent. Like, people are giving her excuses. And I'm not just saying the fans are going to give their excuses, but it's the general public. And I think that's what the Barbs are really talking about. It's like, y'all sat there and called our fave a flop when she came out with Queen because it went number 2 and it made however many units sold that it made. But we're seeing the next girl come out and not do well to your standards or your argument, your logic. And it's, oh no, there's this at play. And this, yeah, it is like, people are not keeping that same energy. So I understood what the Barbs were saying here. I don't think any of these girls' albums flop. I don't think, just like I never thought that Queen was a flop, even though it's my least favorite Nicki album. It was not a flop. I think that if you are at least top 5, top 10, you have a hit album. That's a hit. Okay. Can't a lot of people say they had a top 10 album? That's not something that everybody can say, or a lot of people can say. So the fact that, yes, she had a number 2, Megan is going number 3, it's not a flop. I think I just think what the Barbs are saying is just, it's a different playing field when it comes to other artists, whether it's not Nicki, because had Nicki not go number 1 with Pink Friday 2, people would have definitely said that, oh, Pink Friday 2 tanked, or whatever they like to say. So I just think that there is some type of, y'all stands, y'all just be going back and forth. But sometimes the Barbs can come off crazy, but sometimes they be right with some things. They be hitting with that one little one. In regards to Megan's performance with this album, I think that there were several things wrong with this rollout. There's no visuals. It's been week 2, I believe. It's been out since, what, the 28th? No visuals. None. No push for a new single. You're not selling me on that song with the K-pop rapper. I'm not buying it. I don't know what he's saying. I don't know what you're saying. Okay, look, nobody's interacting with that song like that. Like, I see her posting it. It didn't like Rock Nation posted some type of like a video game promo type thing for the song. I'm like, look, your next single that you should be promoting is Rattle. That's the song you need to promote. It's either that or BAS. Or Ferragamo. Or I think it's Figueroa. Well, no, Figueroa is cute. It's cute, but no, not. Definitely Rattle or BAS, but definitely Rattle. Like, that should have been the song you put a video for. You're not playing this game right, and yes, you are independent. So that means you have to do everything. Okay, look, if you are independent, because look, Rock Nation has been posting you up a storm. I'm like, are you now? Are you Rock Nation or you not, honey? I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be messy, but we got to be a little messy. Yeah, being independent, you have to do everything. You have to be on the front lines when it comes to promotion, or your project will fail. I don't think that she's failing. I think that it could have been more had certain things at play been done. And this is not really towards Megan, it's really towards the team, because, you know, at the end of the day, she's the artist. Her focus is making music. Her team's focus is to make sure that the music gets reached to people and get that mainstream success. But at the end of the day, I think that her self-title is a bigger improvement than her previous project. It didn't surpass her first album, which good news, just did better. I think it made over the 100,000 mark. She has yet to do that with any of her albums, but this is a little better than Traumazine still. I don't know, child. Y'all tell me what y'all think about that in the comments, girl. I'm rooting for Meg. I'm rooting for everybody, child. Okay, I'm not with that stan culture though, but I ain't gonna lie. I was definitely getting my life with the Megan fans in the bar, child, going back and forth. That was funny as hell to watch. But anyway, let's move on. I want to talk about DDG. We gotta get into DDG and Holly and all them, because y'all weird. No, y'all really, the general public, a lot of y'all that's been making disparaging comments about their son, y'all weird as hell. So basically, DDG and Holly decided to show their son Halo to the world. And, you know, I saw a lot of pictures, saw a lot of videos, stuff like that. He looks just like Holly. Got the same face, got the same eyes and everything. He DDG, but I don't know. Unfortunately, after doing that, there was a lot of mean, hateful comments, basically talking about this child's looks and a whole lot of other stuff. So here is DDG's response.
It's been a long 6 months, man. Just been keeping it a secret. I don't know, like, I read a few comments, and I know I got the best looking son in the entire world. Like, there's no baby out there that's more handsome than my son. And if it is a baby watching this right now, and you're a little more handsome than my son, or you not more handsome, but like you neck and neck with him, congratulations to you. You are literally the 1%. But I seen a few poor, broke, dirty, fat back on Instagram talking about my son, and it just make me so angry and mad. But then I have to realize that my son is richer than him. He has a more successful life. He's in Italy at 6 months. He's been across the world. He's been around the world already, and he's only been living for 6 months. And they broke pork and barely eat, probably on welfare still. And they grown, probably living with their mama. Now, if you're a nice person and I described your life in any way, I don't mean no harm to you. I'm talking to the people that was talking crazy about my son.
I'm glad he made that disclaimer, because this is damn, not all poor people are mean and big back and all that other stuff that you were saying. Anyway, yeah, because I'm done hearing about this. But I think it's very weird. It's very unhinged, actually, that people have bullied this family into sharing all types of details of this woman's pregnancy. They came for them, bullied them because they had a child out of wedlock. Then when they had the child, they was complaining that they didn't see the child. They ain't got no pictures. They wanted to be secretive about it. No, they was mad because she was secretive about the whole pregnancy, which is just like, girl, Yeah, because she pregnant. Like, she don't want to have no stress. She don't want to deal with no stress. Y'all got mad when they didn't uprightly show the kid. And then now when they showed the kid, y'all coming for the kid. It just don't make any sense. It's unhinged. I never heard of a grown adult at your big age working at your 9 to 5 or working or maybe not working. That's the problem. Because you got enough time to be on social media talking about a baby. That's corny. That's lame. I wanted to bring this up because I thought it was very trashy for people to get in the comments and really get into that. I say the fan, like DDG and Chloe, they shouldn't even, not Chloe, child, and Holly, they shouldn't even entertain these people. These people are bottom of the barrel. Like you said, some of them are lonely, some of them are dusty, musty, big backed, and look, I'm big backed too, but look, I got some goddamn respect. Okay, I don't come for nobody kids. That's just trashy, disgusting, like classless. Everybody built different, child. I don't know. I just wanted to bring that up. Now, the last topic I wanted to get into before I get up out of here, because this was something, I don't know if I'm going to make this into like a new segment on the show, like TikTok beef for the week, or because there's always something going on in TikTok land and with like different creators and stuff like that. So this time for this, I think this is the second time Raymonte's name has been talked about, and here's the story. And I did make a TikTok video about this. The famous TikToker by the name of Raymonte was slated to be a part of a panel discussion with fellow creatives at the Essence Festival. He ended up not going because he was late. I believe he said he was trying to find the place where they were doing it at, where they were having the actual panel discussion at, and there was confusions with that. And when he got there, they already started, and they were not going to stop for him or let him just walk on stage and, hey, how y'all doing? Let's recap or whatever. The significance behind this is because a couple months ago, he actually came for the brand, the Essence brand, because Essence came out with an article saying or talking about how, you know, we have big positive Black influencers like Raymonte going on a trip and having a viral moment, but we're not seeing any type of co-signing or any type of, I'm paraphrasing by the way, but any type of brand deals that they're getting from being at this trip and being an influencer of his high stature. To which Raymonte responded and basically said, okay, you're a brand and I'm one of the biggest influencers and I've seen you put on other influencers, but you never put on me. So you're making this article. It's ironic that you're saying it and you haven't did any business with me. And everybody was with him. Everybody was on his side, basically saying, yep, exactly, for them to sit there and make that article. And then for them to go back and forth and have that conversation, basically trying to sit there and say, well, you just are not brandable. And that was the whole crux of the conversation. It was like, he's not brandable because of X, Y, and Z, because maybe he's just a little too ghetto or he's a little too this or a little too that. Well, now he was given the opportunity to do this panel discussion and he was late and he ended up not making it, which is very ironic because the whole conversation was you were not brandable and you definitely showed that by not showing up at this event. Here's my thing. I think that things happen. Like I said on my video, and a lot of people, I made a TikTok video about this. I said what I said. I said that things do happen. This was not like a live TV broadcast event. I've seen a lot of people talk about, because a lot of people have been bringing up their stories on when they were invited to panel discussions, not with Essence, but with other brands, paid discussions that they were late for, but the people at the panel, they made time for you to come in. I'm not saying that Essence could have did that. They're probably very strict when it comes to being on time, and they got a set list and they got plans and they have a time schedule, because it's not just the panel discussions. They also do concerts there. There's also artists that are performing. So you being late affects all of that. They can't really stop and have you come in. That's cool and all. We get that. That's fine. But my thing is this. He did go on live and he talked about how this was in fact his fault and how he is to blame for his actions. Like, he admitted to dropping the ball here. My problem is just the constant dogpiling and saying, oh my goodness, this secondhand embarrassment. I'm giving you air quotes for the audio listeners of, oh my goodness, like you should have been there. You need to be professional. People are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on you to be here. Like, what's going on? Like this, like him being late has nothing to do with y'all. And I think it really, like, there was some posts that I was like watching on TikTok that I was just like, okay, what does this have to do with you? And then it was a video that I saw that was like, this is clicking. You're projecting your own expectations that you have for the job, the 9-to-5 job that you go to. And I have a 9-to-5 job too. And that is one of the rules. You got to be on time. Okay. And rightfully so, when you're doing these panel discussions as a creative, as an entrepreneur, this, that, and the third, it is good to be punctual. But at the end of the day, things happen. Just like things happen when you're going to your 9-to-5 and you're not always on time, because I'm not always on time. Nobody's always on time. Okay, let's be very clear. So these people that's being like the morality police and the know-it-alls saying that, oh my goodness, like you should have been on time, you're unprofessional, girl. There's been times where we've all been unprofessional. It's like creatives or influencers cannot and this is not me defending influencers, because I feel like influencers can be very entitled and like I said in the last episode with Keith Lee, can be very entitled and bratty when it comes to certain situations. But I do understand that there is like an innate like expectation for these people to be like super perfect. And if you mess up with anything, like we put you here and you need to take this serious because we're taking this serious for you. Like this constant expectation that they have to be perfect. These are people too. People are late sometimes. This woman was talking about how she was invited to do a paid panel discussion. This is the one I told you earlier that ended up, they gave space for her when she came in late, but she was dealing with her kid. Her kid was not good. So she had to figure that out before she was figuring out this damn panel discussion. She had to be a parent first. And that's why she was late to her panel discussion that she was paid for. And when she got there, they made time. Like I said, Essence could do whatever they want. That was their rules. But I'm just saying that you don't know what people are going through for them to be late. I think it's because of the whole CP time culture thing. Oh my goodness, because they're black. Like it's always CP time. Like it's always expected for us to be late. I don't know. I just think that it was corny what people were saying and dogpiling. Everybody wants to dogpile. Every week it's a new dogpile, child. They're gonna find another creator that they want to dogpile on. And at the end of the day, it'd be one thing if he was like really unhumble about it and was like, they should have made time for me, or they should have. Now I did hear he was still trying to get payment. Now, you know you ain't do that panel discussion. You ain't getting paid, child. You better ask one of your friends that showed up for you, child. No. I heard about that. I was like, girl, now you know I can't defend you with that because you ain't go. But the ridiculing and I just didn't like it. It just, like I'm admitting to you that I messed up. That was very unprofessional of me. And yeah, and I feel bad and I apologize to the platform and to Essence or whatever, to be met with a bunch of comments and tweets like, oh my God, you're so unprofessional. I just said that. I beat you to the punch. Like I already said it. Anyway, I think that's it for this episode. It was a really lax show. Thank you so much for tuning in and always your constant support. Yeah, I will see you guys Thursday. Because like I said, we're doing Mondays and Thursday shows. So see you then. In the meantime, I'll give you some posts throughout the week. Hopefully some things will pop off so I can talk about it and all that good stuff. You guys have a good one.